In 2 years, the COVID pandemic has taken the lives of more than 6 million people across the world. Mark Schlesinger should have been part of that statistic. The odds were stacked against him. The 62-year-old's fight against the virus and his survival, nothing short of a miracle.
Played golf. I was not overweight. I was exercising every day.
A year and a half ago, Mark Schlesinger had an entirely different life.
Perfect health.
But a lot can change in that amount of time.
Everybody tells me, you're such a miracle.
In October of 2020, Mark, struggling to breathe and battling a high fever, drove himself to the ER at CHI St. Vincent in Little Rock. The 62-year-old was diagnosed with COVID-19, immediately put on a ventilator. What followed was a fight to survive, an uphill battle Mark barely remembers.
Once I got to the hospital, I was out for a long time.
He spent the next 15 months in a hospital bed, a year of that in the ICU. Mark was in a coma for 2.5 weeks. He suffered a brain bleed and underwent a total of 16 chest surgeries.
Kept telling my brother, my sister, that I wasn't going to make it.
He was flown out to UT Southwestern in Dallas and put on the highest level of life support. For nearly 5 months, Mark was hooked up to an ECMO machine, a last resort for COVID patients. Doctors said there was little chance he would survive.
They said, even if he makes it, he'll be a paraplegic.
Mark coded 6 times. Each time he was brought back to life, a team of doctors and nurses by his bedside. One of them, Lauren, he says never left.
I used to read him letters people would send him and then show him pictures, even though he may not remember it in detail, but subconsciously I know that was really gonna help him.
She would bring a picture every morning to me of Sophie and say, Mark, this is what you're living for. You cannot give up. She would beat it in my head. You cannot give up. Don't give up.
What Mark desperately needed was a lung transplant. In August of last year, an answered prayer. He was finally able to have the surgery.
I was told by the doctors in Dallas, there's no one in the country that went through all the things that you did and survived.
After a few months of physical therapy in Dallas, Mark came home in February.
So many people call me Miracle Mark because it was a total miracle.
A walking miracle, literally.
It is 1 in a million chance I would make it.
Mark has a hard time staying put these days.
And go to therapy every day and do exercises because my goal is to get back walking again on my own, hopefully by the spring, late spring, early summer.
Busy catching up on lost time.
I seem like I go to dinner every night with different people.
Even going back to work part-time.
I came back to live. I didn't come back just to lay at home and do nothing.
An inner strength he discovered while in the hospital.
I never intended on giving up. I had feel myself that I was determined and going to make it.
Because he had one thing in mind, and that was to get back home to his family and his daughter.
Miracle Mark, counting his steps and his blessings.
There was so much to be thankful for.
One day at a time.